Hey, everybody, welcome. My name is Richard Chapman. I'm the SOC manager with Cyber Now Labs, and I'm here with one of our alumni, Bory. Bory, thank you so much for joining us today. How's it going?
Thank you, Richard, for having me here. I'm good. How about you?
Listen, I had to have you on here because I think you and I have great personalities together, and we may laugh too much during this session. I don't know.
That's
So we'll have to figure out who's going to be the funny one and who's just going to be laughing the whole time, right?
yeah.
Well, listen, you're a great example of somebody who had a little bit of IT background. You were an IT help desk individual as well as a petroleum engineer, and you made a change to cyber, and you did that by joining Cyber Now Labs. Is that correct?
Correct. Absolutely.
What made you want to get into cyber? I got to ask.
That's a great question. So I would like to quote, there's somebody that said, I think Jamil, he said that every twist and turn in life present an opportunity to learn about yourself, your talents, and the goals and how to achieve them. So that's exactly what happened to me. I was in the petroleum field. I didn't have a lot of experience as an IT, but I had like 8 to 9 years in petroleum engineering field. And I was planning to do a PhD. I was doing a PhD starting in January 2023 at Texas A&M University, which is in College Station, an hour from Houston. And life changed completely. My wife got a job in Las Vegas, and somebody needs to give up on his career. And I said, okay, let me do it. So I joined my wife in Vegas, where there's no oil. So it was clear that it's the right time to change industry. And I was like, where should I go now? And I was looking for something that is sustainable, stable in terms of job, because I was laid off few times in oil industry, especially when the oil barrel price is down. So drilling engineers are most of time laid off. So it was kind of hard time for my family. And I was like, that's the right time for me to find something. And then I decided to do cybersecurity. And yeah, that's how I came to the industry. I started another Master's of Science in Cybersecurity at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. But it is a great program, but I was feeling like there is some masterpiece that is missing to me in terms of the hands-on portion, like being able to talk to an employer and tell him I have an experience in CrowdStrike Falcon, in Sentinel-1, in Proofpoint, in IBM Curator. Those are things that I think that I was lacking. And that's why I decided to join Cyber Now Lab, because that was actually the solution to complete exactly what I needed to be competitive in the industry.
Gotcha. Well, first off, I agree with the whole change from petroleum engineering moving from Texas to Las Vegas, because you're right. There's no oil in
yeah.
there's a lot of sand in casinos.
Yeah, so. It's dry wells, no oil.
It's that dry heat, right? 115 degrees is still hot. I don't care if it's dry heat or not. Well, listen, I'll tell you, I think the cybersecurity world is better for having you as a part of it. And you actually bring some unique perspective because, again, you had, IT help desk experience. So you had a little bit of that background. You also had college experience as well, which, those are two things that, I think a lot of times people go one route or the other, and they end up with one of those, but not the other. You kind of had both. So when you paired up our program with that, it seems like that was kind of like the last ingredient you needed to really make yourself stand out. So I guess maybe briefly tell me about your Cyber Now Labs journey. Like, tell the people that are watching this today, what would you want them to know about your Cyber Now Labs journey?
Okay, my journey at Cyber Now Lab was transforming and enriching in several ways. There were a hands-on portion that is very, very interesting in terms of you have a real network environment when you can learn tools and apply them to real attacks. So I don't think any university around the world provides such an opportunity. So there are industry experts like the one who is speaking, Richard, someone with 15 experience.
I don't know if I would call myself an expert, but I thank you for that anyways.
Yeah, there are people that are really good in the field, and that can be very interesting. Like they dedicate all their time to teach you, to follow you, like in one-on-one monitoring. So there is everything at Cyber Now Lab, and I think that my words will be less to express exactly what Cyber Now Lab is offering actually. So I would definitely strongly recommend anybody that want to join the industry to think about Cyber Now Lab, because actually that's the only solution we have here in the United States, and I think over the world actually.
Well, we definitely appreciate that, those words for sure. But, I'll tell you, Bory, you also brought a lot to the table. You were very diligent, hardworking, very active and engaged. As a matter of fact, you ended up being identified as kind of an individual who was excelling in the program, and you became a SOC shift lead. So that meant that you were actually working with the analyst and kind of acting as almost like a tier two in essence, to help guide them and help keep them focused and so forth and give them direction from time to time. So, I think that you brought a lot to the table as well too. So I think it was a perfect match of, your drive and determination, as well as a little bit of background you had, as well as your want and desire to get into cyber. So I think you did a great job there. You are going to be, at this point now, you're actually a cybersecurity manager associate. Is that right?
Correct.
So, you're already well on your way to actually building a really long-term solid career in cybersecurity, which, we all know that cybersecurity is not going anywhere. So there's a huge plus there. But, I guess the one question I always ask kind of at the end is, do you think you would have actually gotten to this spot without CyberNow Labs? Do you think that this really made the difference?
I think yes. That's a kind of tricky question and very difficult, because eventually we don't know what the future is preserving for us. But what I can say in an honestly manner is that, to be honest, I'm not sure I would have reached for example, that kind of position without CyberNow Lab experience, because I may have skills and certifications from the university, from academia, but what I got at CyberNow Lab allows me to speak in the same vocabulary with the industry. That's the main part, to convince the recruiter and let him know that you are more than able to do that job. It's not about the skills you got at the university. It's telling about what you are doing on your daily basis as a SOC analyst, what you learn and what are your ways of improvement. So those skills, I got them at CyberNow Labs. That's why I would say it was not only CyberNow Lab, but if I can give a percentage, I think 80% or 85% can come from CyberNow Lab for that position.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. We strive to do everything we can to provide a program that gives guidance and direction. And you talked about the vocabulary, that real world experience.
Yes.
It's not just the theoretical stuff that you learned in class. It's putting hands on tools and investigating those actual security events and really understanding what's happening, who's involved, what can we do, what should we do, what department do we need to communicate with to be able to get credentials reset and all those things. So, I love our program, and I know a lot of our people do. And again, you're a great example of somebody who came into this program with direction and a little bit of background, and look how quickly you've been able to change and modify where you're going now. So congratulations once again. I think you did just graduate, also not our program, but you graduated your university program as well too, correct? Congratulations on that. I think I saw you post on that as well.
Thank you so much, Richard.
For those of you that are interested in getting into cybersecurity and you've got some background, this could be the right opportunity for you to join. Give us a look. Go to cybernowlabs.com, check out our website, give us a call, get in touch with our enrollment team. You can email them even at enrollment@cybernowlabs.com. They'll be more than happy to tell you what options we have available for you and how we might be able to help you move into cybersecurity. For those of you joining us, have a great day.